Our area's most beautiful properties deserve the finest realtors. Meeks Realty Group. We focus on buying and selling residential and commercial properties throughout the tri-state area. Contact Meeks Realty Group online at meeks.us or call 304-440-1101.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
And a good Tuesday morning to you. Welcome to the show. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. Biggly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text 304-935-5008. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. Brought to you by Thornhill Auto Group, including Thornhill GM Superstore. Looking for a powerful, luxurious, and innovative truck? Then come check out the 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LTZ in High Country today. Find new roads to Thornhill GM Superstore. Click or come by thornhillgmsuperstore.com. The road to total savings. Thornhill Motor Mile. US 119 in Chapmanville. We do the show from the Par-Mar Store studio. If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. Day 2 of the Par-Mar Shootout on the campus of West Virginia State University and Institute. And complete list of games are available on the social media sites of Par-Mar stores. All right. We got a lot to get to this morning. Charleston City Council last night, everything it was cracked up to be. But there was a lot more that came out of City Council meeting than just a shouting match that went on. So I'm going to talk about that with Councilman from Ward 4, Larry Moore, is going to be here a little bit later on to talk about that. Plus, Ashley Alford-Glance from the Putnam County Chamber of Commerce will be stopping by. And this weekend, the West Virginia Auto Show at the Coliseum and Convention Center. We're going to spend some time talking about that as well. Let me welcome into the show for the second straight day, Charleston Mayor Amy Goodwin. Mayor Goodwin, good morning. Welcome back.
Good morning.
To the show.
I'm in good company with Ashley and Larry. Great company. And you.
You put me at the end.
Yeah,
I like that.
Right.
We knew that it was going to be contentious last night at City Council. At one point, you were forced to clear the council chambers, my words now, because people don't know how to behave in public. At the end, council opted to table the issue that was asking for a call from the city of Charleston to request a ceasefire in the Israeli-Hamas war. Your thoughts?
Yeah, so, as I mentioned yesterday, but it's surely worthy of repeating, the majority of council at the end of December sent a letter to Senator Capito, Senator Manchin, and Congresswoman Miller, our representatives, to say we support our Muslim community, we support our Jewish community, and please work to find a peaceful solution to this horrific tragedy that's going on. And because council felt, the majority of council and I felt that was the best way in which we could show our support. There were a handful of council members that said no, they wanted a resolution. They wanted more direct, even though that's not really the the process in which we work. And so, yes, we had and have had since the end of December packed chambers of folks who are there to express their feelings and their thoughts, and emails and calls and texts, which, by the way, is part of our job, is to listen to our constituents. But what isn't something that we're not going to do in City Council is, by the way, Dave, there were 6 other items on City Council. A lot of hard work goes into the first and third Monday of every month. Sometimes the meetings are only an hour. Sometimes they're 90 minutes. Sometimes they're 35 minutes. But I'll promise you this, every single thing on that agenda takes a lot of time, because the work that we are to do for the citizens in the city of Charleston, we're all on that agenda last night. Growing the East End, creating jobs, working to train our firefighters, taking care of our roadways. By the way, those were also on the agenda last night, and we're not talking about that today. Towards the end of council, as you alluded to, there was a lot of yelling and screaming and from the public. And I've not had to do this, but one other time in my 5 years of being here. My job as a mayor, I'm also the chairwoman of council. I chair the meeting. And council members could not speak. We couldn't hear one another because it's a pretty small room. You've been in there. It's not a huge room. And so towards the end of council. By the way, the majority of the work had already been completed, and council members have an opportunity to give remarks, or most of the time they give announcements on things that they're doing, or committees, or things that are up.
Thanks.
Hey, I want to make mention. I know you're getting ready to have Councilmember Moore. He's excellent of doing that and the work that he does on the west side. But we literally couldn't hear anybody, and so we had to clear the chamber. And I hate to do that because I want everybody to know people's voices are heard, and we are listening, and we have been listening. We'll continue to listen. But what I can't have in council is a setting where, by the way, council members, have told me before and after, I felt afraid. I was scared. It's so tumultuous, and we've got to get, I spent a little bit of time at the end saying we got to be respectful. We've got to be kind to everyone, and we've got to treat everyone with kindness, even if we disagree. Yelling and screaming and intimidating folks is no way to work with someone. And I think the person who said that best is actually Councilmember Moore at the end of the meeting. He did a beautiful job, and I think expressing what a lot of folks felt, which was, we love so many members of our community, and I promise you, our head and our hearts are always in the right place. Our head and our hearts are always in the right place. It was a difficult time talking about difficult things, but we've got to keep order. We're there to do the people's work.
And again, Councilman Moore is going to join us a little bit later on the show. I want to switch gears here, Mayor. It was announced that because of structural and electrical issues, the municipal auditorium will be closed until further notice. What was discovered, and where do we go from here? Yeah,
you bet. So end of last year, we engaged an engineering firm, as you heard me say, in the state of the city. And by the way, we've been planning this for months. Get somebody in there and tell us, hey, she's beautiful. We have loved her for 85 years, municipal auditorium. She's going to need a lot of work. Tell us where we stand right now. How much work is she going to need? Because as we begin to reimagine her, revision her, how much is it going to take? In that process, engineers are required to, Dave, if they find something that they call a life safety issue, right? Something that is, wait, hold on, stop the train, everybody off. This is a bigger problem than, hey, it looks like the foundation is cracking, or, oh, hey, this bathroom will need all new plumbing or all new. This was an electrical component, one of the main one to the municipal auditorium, significant challenges with it. And so we had to shut it down. This was not an Amy Goodwin decision. These were experts in the field. We met yesterday, and it was determined that we had to shut it down, cut off power. And then now what we're doing is looking at the short-term and long-term plans of what we do as we move forward. What I said last night, and this is definitely worth repeating, I'm not going to dump a whole bunch of money into a municipal auditorium, and if at the end of the day this report comes back, which I hope to have in a couple of weeks, that says it's you're going to spend tens of millions of dollars fixing it when you should just gut it or tear it down. Or I'm not saying that's what we're going to do, but there does come a time in that this is the public's money. So I have to be very careful about how much am I going to put in and what is the return on investment that I'm going to get out of it at the end of the day.
The announcement came on the very day when it was announced that comedian Kevin Hart would be coming to the municipal auditorium.
And this is, yes, and I will say this. If it shows us one thing, it shows us this. We need the municipal auditorium and a structure very much like it. There's been a lot of folks saying, you should have them at the Coliseum, or you should have them at the... I don't know very much, but over the 5 years I have learned, now through experts, these are the venues that people want. They don't want to go to a 13,000.
Comedians, generally speaking, want smaller venues.
Yeah, they want smaller venues. They look for those venues. Of course he could do well, the Coliseum. Of course. That's not the setting in which they choose. By the way, we don't choose it. We say, hey, we have this. Oh, yes, that's what I want.
So they made the choice.
Yeah, it's not our... Yes, they look at this facility and go, it's the seats. By the way, it's a lot of things. It's the amount of seats. It's the close tightness. It is the dates. It's the time. It's the travel route in which they're going. There are a lot of stars that have to align, Dave, to get somebody like him. But what it shows is we get the big acts. This investment in a new municipal auditorium is absolutely worth every single penny because we can pull in these type of shows We now have the relationships to do that. That's why you're seeing all of these great names come through. And, oh, hey, by the way, this is on the heels of Joe Coy and Chappelle and, so many other artists that are coming in. And we're real proud of it. The one thing I will not do, though, is put somebody in a building when somebody says to me, who's an expert in their field, this isn't safe. We got to fix this first. So
let me do this, and then we'll let you go. TC Energy. It was announced yesterday we'll be moving from Kanawha City to downtown to build a $60 million facility on the boulevard. Give me about 30 seconds on that.
It's a beautiful building. We're so happy to have hundreds and hundreds of their employees, number one, to keep TC Energy. So we're thankful that they are still here in the city of Charleston, and to have all of their employees in the downtown area. After the announcement was official, so many of them called and said, I'm so excited. This is exactly what we've wanted. We want to be downtown. So many folks, like you and I, work long hours. They want to go out during the day, go have breakfast, meet somebody for lunch. They want to have that great downtown setting. And in that block, think about all of the great development that's happening. So it's going to be a game changer, again, for downtown Charleston. Is just thriving right now. All
right, Mayor. I appreciate you stopping by and on short notice this morning, but I felt we needed to have you back. So thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thanks again. It is 9:18, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Bridge Valley. Are you interested in improving your company's IT workforce? Well, did you know that Bridge Valley offers custom-tailored IT training to bridge the skills gap? At Bridge Valley, you can train for little or no cost with a 50-50 salary match. Bridge Valley can also supply skilled graduates and apprenticeships for your company. Just visit bridgevalley.edu/apprenticeships today. Ashley Alford-Glance is the Executive Director of the Putnam County Chamber of Commerce, and she joins us now. Ashley, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, Dave. Always glad to be here with you.
Sorry, running a little bit behind this morning, but want to give you your time because you get a great program over there. You folks have been taking part in a program for some time called Dress for Success, where you've collected gently used business-type clothing items to be given to those who need a hand up to help them in their search for work, or in some cases a better job, or maybe a promotion or something of that nature. You're back at it again. Talk about the program and what can people do to help.
Absolutely. So at the Putnam Chamber of Commerce, we have a network of women, and one of their community service initiatives each year is to partner with Dress for Success River Cities to do clothing drives. So this is women's clothing, and we collect it once a quarter at Area 34. Dress for Success has locations in Huntington and in Charleston, but nothing for drop-off in Putnam County. So we like to be able to offer that at our location, Area 34, once a quarter. So tomorrow is our first drive of the year, and we'll be collecting items from 7 a.m. until 4 p.m., and then we will take those and drop them off to the team at Dress for Success River Cities. And their mission is to empower women to achieve economic independence by providing them a network of support and professional attire, and then any development tools they may need to thrive. So it goes hand in hand with our network of women and what their mission is. And so we're always proud and happy to support the cause. So if you have any items, and it can be professional attire, we're always looking for scrubs as well as nice work-appropriate jeans. And if you have any questions, you can always call our office or Jessica, the director of Dress for Success River Cities, with questions.
And if you drop them off at Area 34, that's located just off the If you're coming from Charleston off the Tays Valley exit, take a right, and it's between the Holiday Inn and the Arby's location, home of the best coffee shop in the valley, by the way, Putnam Provisions and Drip. So stop by and see Connie and get yourself a cup of coffee and something and much more while you're there. Quickly, I don't want to get into specific names, Ashley, but talk about some success stories you've seen over the years that you've witnessed since the network of women has been taking part in this.
There have been countless success stories, and one of the things that Jessica does a really great job at is sharing those stories on Dress for Success's social media, Facebook and Instagram. But one of the things that we're always really able to help people do is not only provide them with the clothing. Going to a job interview is intimidating enough, and if you don't have clothes that you're comfortable in or that fit well or that are appropriate for that job, that always makes it a little bit more difficult. So to be able to provide those at no cost to the client is something that's really important. But additionally, Dress for Success can help them with different things like their resume building, interview skills, things like that. Another thing too, Dave, is Dress for Success is a partner and goes hand in hand with a new initiative that our Putnam Chamber Network of Women started this year called the Comeback Club. And what the Comeback Club is it is an initiative to connect women to the resources available to them as they need to re-enter the workforce. So if there's anyone out there that has been out of the workforce and has a skill or has a gap on their resume and they're just looking for some help because they're not getting any interviews, have them give us a call at the Putnam Chamber, and we can get them set up with employers. We can get their resume updated, get them clothing, and connected to some of our partners like Dress for Success and the CORE program at Marshall and a couple of the really great programs that are going on out there that can really help them get back to work quickly.
Give us your contact information if people want more information, Ashley.
Absolutely. Give us a call at the Putnam Chamber office. Our number is 304-757-6510, or they can reach out to us via email at chamber@putnamcounty.org.
Ashley Alford-Glance, go ahead.
PutnamChamber.org.
All right. Make sure. I stepped on you. Do that website again. I'm sorry.
No. Sorry. I forgot about the website. Yeah, it's putnamchamber.org. Easy enough.
All right. Ashley Alford-Glance for the Putnam County Chamber. Always a pleasure. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Have a great day.
It is 9:23, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. Brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants, the only accredited commercial lab in West Virginia for asbestos and mold. Asbestos was banned in some building products, but it isn't banned for all products in the U.S. Don't expose your family or workers to asbestos, mold, or lead paint. Get with Pinnacle Consultants. They offer real estate and environmental assessments for hazardous materials and air quality. Visit pinnaclecorp.net because what you don't know can hurt you. We're going to talk auto show coming up right after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Are you a physical therapy assistant and looking for an opportunity in orthopedics, wellness, and athletic care? If so, Generations Physical Therapy is offering flexible work hours and an upbeat atmosphere. With 7 convenient locations, Generations may have a job designed for you. Visit generationspt.com.
We are professional grade. Are you looking for a new truck or SUV that can handle any terrain or challenge? Then you need to visit Thornhill GM Superstore on the Thornhill Motor Mile. Right now, you can get a $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade an eligible vehicle on the new GMC Sierra 1500 or shop Thornhill's great selection of GMC terrain. You can enjoy 1.9% APR for well-qualified buyers on the small SUV that offers GMC Pro Safety Plus. Plus, you'll get a $500 purchase allowance and no payments for 90 days. Click or come by ThornhillGMSuperstore.com or on the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119, Chapmanville. 530 Financial, see Thornhill for all details.
A massive data leak, being called the mother of all breaches, has been announced. Billions upon billions of records with sensitive data from previous breaches, newly stolen data, and privately sold databases have been exposed. Cybercriminals can use this information to commit identity theft. Help protect yourself and join the millions who trust LifeLock. LifeLock detects identity threats and alerts you if your information is being used. If you become a victim, LifeLock will work to fix it. Save up to 25% your first year with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com.
Join Mark Patrick's seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed early bird special, only $49.99. That's right, weight loss seminar Monday, February 19th at the Holiday Inn and Suites in Charleston. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com.
Join Chris Lawrence for Outdoors Today during the morning news on 580 WCHS. Discover captivating stories from the outdoors and tips for outdoor enthusiasts. Tune in weekdays and experience the beauty of nature through the lens of Chris Lawrence.
On 580 WCHS tonight, high school basketball as Huntington takes on South Charleston at 7. That's hoops action tonight on the Voice of Charleston, 580 WCHS.
9:25, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Brightway, the Mays Agency of Tays Valley. Buying auto insurance can be complicated. That's why you need a local person to look out for you. At Brightway, the Mays Agency, they can customize your policies with coverages you need and want. Call John and Sherry Mays today, 304-814-2509, or visit brightwaymays.com. Charleston City Councilman from Ward 4, Larry Moore, coming up a little bit later on this show. West Virginia Auto Show is this Friday through Sunday at the Coliseum Convention Center. Actually, it's going to kick off Thursday evening with a black tie gala with a masquerade theme. That's Thursday night. Lisa Hunt is with the show, and she joins us now. Lisa, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
This is just one of those big events, Lisa, that Charleston looks forward to every year, and it's back again.
Yes. It's a great way for everybody to come in and see all the different manufacturers in one site with no pressure. So we love for people to be able to come out.
And I mentioned the gala on Thursday evening. I think proceeds are going to benefit Good News Mountaineer Garage. This is always one of those highlights of the year around here as well.
Most certainly. I mean, it's a great way to preview the show, have everybody come out, or raise some great money for a good cause.
And as for the show itself, Lisa, it sounds kind of cliche to say this, but it is bigger and better than ever. It really is.
Yes, we've added some extra things. Not only do we have the cars there, we also have motorcycles, RVs, ATVs, boats. So just to give everybody a little bit of something.
And one of the things I like about it, too, is that you can go and, you can see the dream vehicles. You've always got your vehicles that the working folks can only dream about having one day, and classic cars. But there's actual vehicles there that normal people drive, too, that everyday people, pickup trucks and just regular sedans and vans and things that people drive on a regular basis. It's an opportunity to take a look at those as well.
Oh, certainly. And you have knowledgeable staff there that can go over all the features and benefits. I don't know about you, but when you get a new vehicle, a lot of times there's so much in there anymore that you need somebody to be able to help you, learn all the things that you can do, because when you can see those conveniences, it's just amazing. So it's just great to have a knowledgeable staff there with no pressure, just being able to show you all the different things that the vehicle can do.
And what are some of the side things there in addition to vehicles? Because I know every year they have certain displays. They've had, the best of the muscle cars and things of that nature over the years. Anything special along those lines this year?
So we will have classic cars, and we are going to have some like ATVs and motorcycles. Sunday will be extra fun for the kids, so we'll have bounce houses and costume characters, fire engines, and police motorcycles. So, and for the big kids, like I said, playing with ATVs, motorcycles, boats, RVs, tractors are always fun toys for us. So, it's just a little bit of something for everyone. Indeed
it is. Again, we're talking with Lisa Hunt from the Auto Show, which is happening this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Coliseum Convention Center. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Meeks Realty Group. Discover the unrivaled expertise of Meeks, your ultimate partners in all things real estate. Whether it's your dream home or that ideal commercial space, Meeks Realty has you covered. Contact Rich the Realtor, 304-932-7488. Let Rich and the team guide you on your real estate journey. Take a look at all their listings at meeks.us. And again, one of another thing that I hear people talk about, Lisa, when it comes to this is they like to go sometimes and look at the newest vehicles and not necessarily be pressured with salespeople. And with all, my brother-in-law sells cars, so, I'm, big love to all of our auto dealers out there. But sometimes people do like to go and they like to have a chance to open them up, sit down without saying, okay, I'm just looking at the new Silverado, for example. I don't necessarily want to buy one. That's a draw that brings people in as well.
Right. And I know sometimes even for women, they just want to be able to have some knowledge and be able to see everything, and especially moms or working people, anybody, but to be able to have all of the vehicles under the same roof so you can see the cargo space, the features, everything right there, the different models, it just makes it very convenient because it's all in one spot. And like I said, the staff that's there is there to answer your questions. They're not trying to push you into anything. They just want to help you be able to know more about the vehicles. It's really a wonderful experience. I always enjoy the auto show. I like to be able to see if your golf clubs are going to fit in the back of a car, if you're going to be able to put a stroller, if this car is going to hook up well for my Apple Play. Just different things like that just make it nice. Everybody wants to be able to see how the backup camera is if we're going to be pulling a trailer. There's just different things that you're looking for in your vehicles. Everybody has something different that they're wanting, and this gives them that opportunity to see it.
And what is the price for admission?
So our admission is going to be $12 at the gate for adults. For seniors and military, it's $8. And if they go online at www.westvirginiaautoshow.com, they can save $2 on the adult admission. Children under 12 are free.
And that's awesome. Kids, again, get in for free. And the hours are?
It's going to be 10 to 9 Friday and Saturday and 10 to 6 Sunday.
All right. Well, Lisa, I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule, and we may have some folks back on tomorrow to talk a little bit more about it, get into some of the specifics. It's always one of the big highlights, again, not only the show itself, but the big Black Tie Gala on Thursday night that serves as a big-time fundraiser. That's always a big highlight here in Charleston as well. Lisa, I appreciate all the work you've done with this. We'll talk again soon. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me. Have a wonderful day.
You as well. Lisa Hunt again with the West Virginia Auto Show, and it is happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Coliseum and Convention Center. Biggly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text 304-935-5008. Looks like some people want to weigh in on the City Council meeting last night. And again, we are going to have Councilmember Larry Moore from Ward 4 coming up a little bit later on. Before I get to text, do want to remind you that the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Live Healthy West Virginia, presented by WVU Medicine. Live Healthy West Virginia tackles pressing health issues like heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, and more. This podcast offers insights into medical breakthroughs and preventative care, featuring WVU Medicine's expert physicians aimed at fostering healthier lifestyles beyond West Virginia. It's a valuable resource for all. Discover the latest episodes on WVMetroNews.com under the podcast menu and start your journey towards better health today. Text says, Dave, if Mayor Goodwin and council members want to be involved in international diplomacy, they should apply for a job at the U.S. State Department and stop wasting city government time. Well, I mean, again, the resolution was tabled, and it was brought up by some citizens, and so, you know, if you see it as a waste of time, perhaps it was. I'm one that feels it was a waste of time. That's just me personally. But they have to address what is being brought up. So let me see. Text said, why did the mayor kick a citizen journalist out of the meeting? Nothing transparent about moving to silence a critic. I don't have any. I was not at the city council meeting last night. I did watch it online last night, and I'm going to be honest. I want to say I was shocked by what I saw, but I really wasn't, because I suspected it was going to happen. As I said, I had a conversation, a kind of off-the-record conversation with a city council person, not Larry Moore, by the way, who's going to be on the show a little bit later on, another city council person last week, and they said it was coming. I mean, and I hate that it turned into a Jerry Springer episode, but that's basically what it was last night. It's very, I mean, you know, Councilman Pat Jones, if you go back and you can watch the video, we've been playing the audio from it all morning, and Councilman Pat Jones is speaking about why it is that Charleston is being asked to get involved in an international crisis, and people just start shouting him down. I mean, what the hell? This is not the way America works, okay? There is a sense of decorum that has to happen here, folks. And that's not it. And I think the mayor was completely right in what she did last night. I don't always agree with Mayor Goodwin. Mayor and I have known each other for years, and we've gone head-to-head a couple times. But I will say, you got to have decorum. I mean, you have to have some sort of decorum, and having people shouting and things like that while a council person is trying to speak is not the way to do it. I applaud her for what she did last night. Text says, going back to the municipal auditorium, I may be wrong, says a texter, but isn't the municipal auditorium a registered historic landmark? Can it be torn down even though it's a historic landmark? I mean, talking about tearing it down is a little bit soon right now. We're going to have to wait and see what happens on that, but I don't know the answer to that question. Text says, when's Charleston going to get housing built that's not $300,000 or more homes to low-income multifamily buildings, says a texter. Text says, Dave, the protesters at Charleston City Council meeting are out of control. They must realize that this is America, not the Middle East. Thanks, says a texter. Texter says, strangely convenient that the municipal auditorium was suddenly shut down days before a well-known conservative and spiritual-based speaker was set to host an event there. Text says, do we need the auditorium more than a swimming pool in the mall? Says a texter. Texter says, America's lost two great patriots, country singer and songwriter Toby Keith and retired New York firefighter Bob Beckwith. He was the firefighter who stood with President Bush at Ground Zero on September 14th, 2001. I remember that iconic photo, and actually the texter sent that photo in. I actually saw a piece on TV about this last night. May they rest in peace, says a texter. Special Olympics embodies the true spirit of sportsmanship. It's not merely about winning medals. It's about being part of a team, practicing and competing together. The joy and fulfillment derived from these experiences are immeasurable as athletes find their confidence and self-worth through the shared pursuit of victory. West Virginia, enriched in collaboration with Huntington, invites you to witness the transformative power of Special Olympics. See a video highlighting the Special Olympics at facebook.com/580 WCHS. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live brought to you part by General Hardware and Lumber of Winfield. Come check out their new contractor showroom, lumber yard, and more. They deliver service and quality right to your door. Don't buy until you get a quote from General Hardware and Lumber of Winfield. Ryan Nicholson is our producer today. Biggly Piggly Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text 304-935-5008. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Charleston City Councilman from Ward 4, Larry Moore, is here on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses care for your family.
Thrive with 5 at the best community bank in the Kanawha Valley, Poca Valley Bank. Poca Valley Bank is now offering a certificate of deposit special, 10-month APY, annual percentage yield 5%. Take advantage of this great rate to grow your savings. For more information, stop by a Poca Valley Bank location today or call 844-782-2651. Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter. Certain terms and conditions apply. Rates based on minimum annual percentage yield. Subject to change without notice. Minimum deposit required of $10,000 of new money not currently on deposit with Poca Valley Bank to receive APY. Member FDIC.
Looking to replace your car with a reliable and stylish ride without breaking the bank? Walker Chevrolet and Nitro is stacked with pre-owned inventory, and they have the car, truck, or SUV that you've been waiting for. So what are you waiting for? Not only is the selection plentiful at Walker right now, but you know that Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games at Walker, just honest, fair deals. And don't forget that Walker is still buying cars too. That's right. All makes and models are welcome at Walker, and they'll give you top dollar for it, even if you plan to buy somewhere else. So get to Walker Chevrolet today and take advantage of all of this inventory. Cars, trucks, and SUVs, they're all here, and they're waiting to go home with you today. At Walker Chevrolet, in the shadow of the Interstate Bridge, just off the Nitro exit of I-64. Walker Chevrolet, making friends one deal at a time.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
21 minutes away from 10. Biggly Piggly Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text 304-935-5008. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live brought to you part by Hudson's Pizza. It's heart-shaped pizza time again. Get a 14-inch small heart-shaped pepperoni pizza, only $14.99. All for good for the entire month of February at your local Hudson's. Find your nearest Hudson's location at Hudson'sPizza.com. Text says, how long has the Charleston Police Department gone without a chief? Again, I think we addressed that on the show yesterday. Charleston City Councilman from Ward 4, Larry Moore, is here. Councilman Moore, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Dave. Thanks for having me.
Still talking about the city council meeting last night. Council opting to table the resolution calling for the ceasefire in Israel. It got so out of hand that the mayor had to clear the council chambers. And Councilman, you gave an impassioned speech, and I'm paraphrasing greatly here. Where were those people when you folks and others were out doing the work in places like the West Side? Explore your comments on that a little bit further.
Well, I know a few people had donated to the cause of when we had the gas leakage or the gas outage. And we appreciate that. But there's been so many other incidents of violence, and we're trying to get our neighborhoods safe. As in, we were trying to get a grocery store. We were trying to change the school name. All that stuff that was going on over there. We never see none of these people. And they only show up when it's benefiting them. And like I said in the meeting, as me being a city councilman, I am passionate about my neighborhood, but I'm also passionate about the city of Charleston and about everybody's struggle. And I can be passionate and be passionate for you too in the same instance.
Councilmember Beth Kearns asked for the tabled resolution to be brought back and said that and again I'm kind of paraphrasing here, that the majority of people in Charleston wanted this. Has that been your experience, Councilman? Because, again, I don't live in Charleston, but I work here. I'm here at least 6 or 7 days a week, and I know what I hear on the phones and what I see on the text line. That's not what I have been hearing, but you're here in town. You live in Charleston. You tell me.
What it is that people are for like the ceasefire because nobody wants to see people getting killed, as in kids and elderly people. We're all for that. We want the violence to end, and what it is, I guess, if a certain group, if you're not doing it the way they want it to be done, they take it as offense and that you don't care. That's not far from the truth. Like people in the city council, we're compassionate. I mean, majority of us, we're all for the peace. We want it to stop. We don't want it to end, but I guess it's a group. If you're not doing it the way they wanted to do it, they consider you not wanting or not helping.
Do you think that the mayor did the right thing in clearing the council chambers last night?
Yeah, because it got to the point.
You were there, so you know. I was watching.
So I mean, it's like city council is supposed to be a civil spot, and we follow the Masonic rules, and you're not supposed to interrupt while in session. We had council members speaking, and people were screaming while he was talking.
Councilman Pat Jones.
Yeah, Councilman Jones.
It was at the end of the meeting where the council people get an opportunity to speak about something that's on their mind, or to many times, as the mayor and I talked about earlier, to thank people for a certain project. And Councilman Jones was speaking. Yes. And asking the question, basically, why is Charleston City Council getting involved in international issues, or why are we being asked to do this? And
it erupted.
And I mean, and it was pretty intense. So I mean, people screaming and yelling, and that's not how you change hearts and minds, Councilman.
I mean, and then even before that, when we were doing I was going to think about saying yes to untabling the vote. So a few people started voting, and a few people said no. And people started booing and screaming.
They asked for a roll call.
Yeah, the roll call vote. And I was, because I had talked to some people on the phone earlier that day, and I was like, I was going to go say yes, to untable it. And then when people started saying no, and they started booing and screaming, I was like, man, this is not like, I worked in a middle school, and I've seen more decorum in a room full of middle school kids than in our city council last night, and it's unbearable. I mean, to think that. Dave, me and you can agree to disagree. Mm-hmm. I can let you talk. And I don't have to agree with it, but I'm not going to over talk you, scream and yell at you while you're speaking. That's just one of the most rudest things I think you can do to people. Like, everybody has a spot to talk. I would never cut anybody off. No matter, I'll let you speak. And then maybe I'll come to a forum that I can say what I want to say, but I'm not going to cut you off and scream at you and yell and call you names, and that's not right.
They refer to you as a murderer?
Well, the first meeting we had, the first time when they first tabled the bill, and they got irate and they were calling us murderers and blood was on our hands and all that, and that hit me hard, because if you've never come to my neighborhood and been through what I've been through, grew up what I've grown up and seen what I've seen, I work every day in the school system to help kids and try to keep them off the path. I've lost kids to senseless acts of violence, and I lost kids to the streets, kids to jail, and when you say that a murderer to me, it hit my heart, and it been weighing on me ever since that day they said that, and you don't know me, you don't even come to my neighborhood to see what we fight. Like, we've had Stop the Violence block parties, we do book bag giveaways, I'm always in the streets, we're always trying to talk to people. Me and my friends, we always just trying to steer them in the right direction. But for y'all to come in and just be like murderers and bloods on your hands, I mean, you don't even come to my neighborhood, you don't even understand, you don't even know what I've been through, you don't even understand what I've been through, my life, and just to say that to somebody, that was just triggering and traumatizing to me. That's
what you said. Again, we're talking with Councilman Larry Moore. You stated that last night, that looking to, and by the time that you got to speak, I think the chamber had been emptied pretty much, except for the council members and the media. But you said to those people that, I think at one point you said something to the effect of, "I wish they were still here so they could hear this." So I'm giving you the opportunity now, in case they are listening, which I think they probably are. So what would you say to those people?
Man, I'm just like, we have to be able to agree to disagree, but we have to have a common ground where we can talk to each other and get things fixed. Because when you come in and you throw allegations at people and scream and yell at people without knowing them or know what they've been through, you don't know their heart. And it goes left and it turns people off. And I mean, the thing of it is, we're all for peace. We want peace. You were upset about the letter that we sent to the Congress, but to our state senators, and they didn't like it because I guess the letter didn't have ceasefire in it. But we want peace for everybody. instead of coming back and just talking to us, like you coming in yelling and screaming, and not all the group is like that, but you have a few that come just to cause havoc. And it's just the way, man, it's a decorum on how you handle situations. And like me as being a marginalized person myself, man, and you throw accusations at me and say things like that, you don't know what I go through. Every day of my life, I go through stuff that some of these people can never imagine going through. And it's me being a city council member. I still deal with stuff that y'all wouldn't even have to deal with ever in y'all's life. And to come to me and then call me a murderer, and I mean, it just, and never spoke to me. Like I said, they don't even come to our neighborhoods. They don't even live in our neighborhoods. And I mean, we have events.
Or in some cases, they don't live in the state.
Yeah, yes, and that's one thing too, and I'll talk about that, because I said, like last night, Councilman Mike Furrow was walking out the building, and a lady yelled at him and called him a coward, and he had voted yes on tabling it. And I was like, so y'all just came just to argue and yell. You didn't even pay attention to what was going on in the meeting. And that's troubling too, because sometimes you align yourself with people that make it worse for your cause.
Yeah, and I think it's a good point what you said is everybody wants peace in that region.
Yes,
I mean, most normal people do. But as I have a text to the show here, and somebody said, what exactly is them passing this going to accomplish over there? If the city of I mean, it's not like, as I said, they're going to get a piece of paper and go, oh, well, Charleston, West Virginia wants us to stop this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's, like I said, it's beyond me. And I mean, like, if we do it, and I asked a question, I wanted to ask a serious question. I said, like, what's the solution? Say we send the ceasefire letter, and nothing happens. What's the next move? What's the solution? What's going to be the next move? And I mean, I couldn't really hear anything, but we just get yelled at. I mean, like, you got to have a plan. I mean, if plan A doesn't work, I need a plan B, plan C, D, F. I mean, there's no plans just come and we just get yelled at.
Well, Councilman Moore, I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to be here. And by the way, congratulations, because since I've had you on the show, I don't know if you've been on since then or not. You were named assistant principal.
Yes, sir.
At Capitol High School.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I don't think they could have got a better person.
I appreciate you, Dave. Thank you.
To do that. Any final words before we cut you loose? Because I know you got to get back to school. So any final words that you'd like to say maybe to those who are disappointed that that it was tabled, not taken back up last night?
Well, I just want to say, man, as a city, man, like I said last night in the meeting, I represent Ward 4 of the west side of Charleston, but I represent the city of Charleston. And for us to make the city better, to get anything done, we have to work together. Sometimes we have to be able to agree to disagree, but to work together to come to a common ground and fix issues and solve things. When we divide it, when nobody wins when the family feuds, nobody wins. But we have to come to a place of working together and agreeing stuff. Like I said in the meeting last night, we have a group of kids in the city of Charleston that won't get to play sports because a football league won't let these kids in the city of Charleston in. We have boys and girls cheerleaders, but do y'all care about that? And that affects more kids that I deal with, keeping them off the street, giving them something to do, giving them role models and mentors to see. So what I mean is this: I care about I'm passionate about your situation. Be passionate about somebody else's situation, and I'm here to help. I'm willing to work with anybody. If anybody who knows me, I'm here to make Charleston a better place and help everybody and anybody succeed. That's what I want to do.
Councilman Larry Moore from Ward 4, I appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, Dave, for having me.
It is 9:50 for Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan. If you're injured, hire Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. We'll take a break. We're back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses have been creating jobs in West Virginia since 1997.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. You hear us say that a lot, but it's true. Wherever you may go, chances are you'll find a Par-Mar store there, offering everything you need to get you in and then back on the road as soon as possible. From gas to groceries and snacks and items for your house, we have it at Par-Mar stores. Download the app and sign up for the Par-Mar Rewards Card too. West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Unsure you're ready for retirement? That's understandable. After all, you only retire once. Make the smart choice and call 4th Avenue Financial. If it deals with retirement planning, you can be confident they have the experience you need. Retire right with 4th Avenue Financial. Go to 4thavenuefinancial.com or call 304-746-7977 to book your free introductory meeting today.
Securities offered through JW Cole Financial Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors Incorporated, JW Cole Financial, JW Cole Advisors, and 4th Avenue Financial are unaffiliated entities.
Do you support Donald Trump? Dwayne Duncan, the America First Republican running for Kanawha County Commission, does. Dwayne Duncan is a conservative that will defend our values. Dwayne Duncan is 100% pro-life and a member of the NRA. Dwayne Duncan wants more jobs, safer communities, and a better future for our families. Dwayne Duncan is not a career politician and will fight for all of us. Let's vote for Republican Dwayne Duncan for Kanawha County Commission.
Paid for by Dwayne Duncan for County Commission. Tori DeCubo, Treasurer.
Everyone deserves a break.
Get your midweek break with us at Working Women's Wednesday.
Here's how it works. You decide you need a break and then make it happen. Starting at 5 p.m., show up for the party at the Red Carpet Lounge.
I'll take care of the music and I'll even play your requests.
I have the games and prizes, the good stuff, $50 gift cards, cupcakes, haircuts, and more.
And the Red Carpet Lounge has your weekly appetizer and drink specials.
Bring some of your friends for your midweek break with us 5 to 7 every Wednesday with Working Women's Wednesday at the Red Carpet Lounge.
It's 8 minutes away from 10. Phone calls to the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, a service of Biggly Piggly Wiggly. When shopping at your Biggly Piggly Wiggly, be sure to join their loyalty program. You can say big at the gas pumps and throughout the store with their electronic coupons and free gifts on Fridays. Just for stopping by from farm to table, Biggly Piggly Wiggly, the best kept secret in Charleston. Texting service provided by Fruth Pharmacy, your hometown family pharmacy. Find the perfect over-the-counter hearing aid at Fruth with Nuvomed hearing aids. Plus, Fruth makes it easier to transfer your prescription services to them. Fruth has been your hometown family pharmacy for a number of years. Text says, congratulations to Councilman Moore on his new job. I wish I could have viewed his impassioned speech, but the mayor kicked out the citizen journalist who was live streaming. Well, I wasn't there, and I watched it on the live stream. Again, I don't know about this. I wasn't there. I watched it like a lot of you folks did on the live stream. I watched the entire thing, including his speech, which is why I reached out to Councilman Moore. Text said, my guy. But for real, what would the letter do? Nothing. Nothing. It would do absolutely nothing. That's the whole point of this. Text says, what rights is the legislature planning to take away from women this month? Stop the war on women, says a texter. Programming notes. Tonight, the leading 4 Republican candidates for governor will meet in a debate at Glade Springs. Patrick Morrissey, Mac Warner, Chris Miller, and more Capito will all be there. It starts at 5:30. Hoppy Kercheval will be doing the moderating, and we will carry the audio of the debate at WVMetroNews.com, so if you want to listen in. Now, Hoppy's taking the day off. He's prepping for the debate tonight. Dave Wilson will be in the host chair today. But on this show tomorrow, we're going to continue to talk about this weekend's auto show at the Coliseum and Convention Center. Plus, Brad McElhenney is going to join us to give us a review of tonight's gubernatorial debate. I am looking forward to taking that in tonight. And this is really going to be their first debate. You know, they've had some forums and some discussions. One of those in Morgantown back in December, Attorney General Morrissey didn't take part in. He is going to be in this one. And there's actually going to be several of these coming up from what I understand. And Hoppy will be moderating this one tonight. I am going to be listening intently tonight. And then Brad and I will talk about it tomorrow. Text says, cities should send a letter to Hamas demanding that they unconditionally surrender to stop the violence that they started to begin with, says a texter. Texter says, Dave, this council meeting was as bad as Trump supporting Hamas because he didn't like the Israeli leader. Dave Allen Show at 580 Live, brought to you in part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. Applications are now available for the Dirty Birds Kids Club. This is dirtybirdsbaseball.com or the Dirty Birds social media pages, or scan the QR code to sign your kids up. Membership includes 6 vouchers, good for any Sunday game, a $50 credit toward birthdays at Go-Mart Ballpark, and a special giveaway coming up August 7th for all Kids Club members. Story posted at WVMetroNews.com. This couple from Sissonville who were arrested and charged with child neglect. We all recall the story for allegedly keeping two of their adoptive kids locked in a shed, have each posted bond. $200,000 apiece, in fact. Gene Whitefeather and Donald Ray Lance are the people here, and they are charged with felony gross child neglect, creating a substantial risk of injury. Now, we all heard this story going back to October, and we talked about it in length on the show here. And the neighbors said that they had repeatedly called CPS and nothing was done. Eventually, the police did get involved, and they found these two adopted kids living in squalor in a shelter, and their adoptive parents, Ms. Whitefeather and Mr. Lance, were taken into custody, and that was in early October. Now, Whitefeather's bond conditions allow for her to be released only to home confinement, and the judge here is, I guess, saying that she is considered to be a flight risk, whereas Mr. Lance is not. Stories posted about it at WVMetroNews.com. Okay, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into a name calling thing here, but somebody says, was this citizen journalist, and it mentions the person's name. If so, then removal is completely understandable. So I don't know. Again, I don't get into citizen journalist. Not a kind of do it the professional way. Well, I don't know if you consider what I do professional here or not. I just have fun. That's basically what I do. But I don't know. I wasn't there. I was watching the video, like a lot of people were online, and it was just. Again, like I said earlier in the show, I wasn't surprised at what I saw because we knew it was going to happen. I mean, it was stated in my conversation with a city council person last week. They said that this was going to happen, that they were going to turn up the heat on this. Well, it got you nowhere. Matter of fact, if you go back and you listen to my interview with Councilman Moore, he was considering untabling the amendment. He was considering that until they started getting screamed at and called murderers, and then again, I keep using the analogy of the Jerry Springer show, then the Jerry Springer show broke out. So and then the people, according to Councilman Moore, were yelling at people like Councilman Farrell, who voted for it, who voted to untable it, and calling them shame. They didn't even know who the people were. And that's when you get into out-of-state people and things of that nature. So just a mess at all. Text says, Dave, I'm currently at war with a family of squirrels in my attic. Wondering if you could maybe put a word in for me to City Council. Thanking you in advance. On that note, we are going to go. My thanks again to Councilman Larry Moore from Ward 4. Also to Mayor Amy Goodwin for making a return appearance to the show today. Ashley Alford-Glance for the Putnam County Chamber of Commerce for stopping by, and also the folks on the West Virginia Auto Show as well. We're going to spend a little bit more time on the show tomorrow talking about the auto show. Plus, again, Brad McElhenney is going to join us to discuss the gubernatorial debates for the leading Republican candidates, all at Glade Springs tonight, 5:30. You can listen to the audio at WVMetroNews.com. Hoppy Kercheval will be moderating that. Dave Wilson is in the host chair for Talkline coming up at 10:06. Follow the news of the day, WVMetroNews.com and WCHSNetwork.com. From our producer, Ryan Nicholson, thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow, and I'll see you later today at the Parmar Shootout over at West Virginia State. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM 96.5 FM Charleston and 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here too.